A lot of people thought, of course, that radio was going to die with television. Once you put pictures to this broadcasting thing, how can it possibly survive? Well, needless to say, radio didn't die. It remained very profitable. Radio became a major business, but it changed in dramatic ways. Radio once had soap operas and doctor shows and cop shows and sci-fi and all this kind of stuff. Radio, after the mid-'50s, after television took over all of that stuff, was essentially three major genres: music, talk, and sports. Radio found all of those niches, created a bunch of different musical formats, and continues to, of course, be viable. But then we get the whole idea of satellite radio. And once you can put satellite radio in a car, then it's reached an equal playing field. Maybe the last thing that radio really can do that nobody else does is long-term local programming.
It's easy for smaller stations throughout America, and there are hundreds of them, particularly with the advent of satellite radio, that can put this product on very inexpensively, and it can be syndicated across the coast, predominantly political in focus and nature, although sports radio also is very big, and I think has had a big influence on audiences, particularly in our market in Boston. Sports radio is very popular.
We spent the first 8 decades of the 20th century building the greatest consensus audience in the history of this planet. Between movies and then radio and then television, before cable, we had more people consuming the same stuff at the same time for, forget hours a week, hours a day, than ever before. And we took that huge vase of popular culture, and in the 1980s, we knocked it off the table, and it broke into a million little pieces. Cable television, satellite, then the internet, which breaks it into an infinite number of pieces. And satellite radio does that to radio as well.
On satellite radio, where we're able to have, through what we call narrowcasting, 4 or 5 different channels devoted to classical music. There's popular classical music, there's classical music standards, there's an all Mozart channel.
And what that means is that radio, like television, is following in this very prominent, important, and ultimately dangerous road that has been the 21st century, and that is the total fragmentation and isolation of cultural segments.